Hello and welcome to the Practical Guide to the U.S. Physician Office Laboratory, PAWL, Part 3, Staffing Certifications and Requirements for the PAWL. Again, this is Part 3 of our white paper presentation. The staffing requirements and the certifications are dependent upon the level of testing complexity that the laboratory is operating in. Waived environments have the least amount of requirements, and that's one of the reasons that many PAWLs are in the waived environment. Typical PAWLs do not have 24/7 staffing and only operate during office hours. The highest level of laboratory management is generally the laboratory director. Laboratory directors are responsible for administration and operations of the laboratory. Hiring personnel and ensuring that testing procedures are correct are two of the tasks that laboratory directors are responsible for. They are often responsible for other tasks, but I didn't want to bore everybody with going on about laboratory directors. CLIA waived laboratories can have anyone with any requirement hold this position of lab director. However, the Joint Commission recommends that these directors meet the minimum requirements for moderately complex laboratory directors. The Joint Commission is an accreditation body within the healthcare industry, and they feel that the waived laboratories should also stick to the same standards that the moderately complex laboratories do. And remember that the moderately complex labs are engaging in testing that is not quite as complicated as the high complexity, but is not quite as simple as the waived. Some states require laboratory directors for moderately complexity testing to be licensed and either be physicians or hold a doctorate degree in a laboratory science such as chemistry. Those of you that have watched part 1 of this series will remember I mentioned that there are some issues related to standardization, and you see this playing out again in the staffing requirements. Staffing consists of a laboratory director and a mix of other personnel positions. Here are some titles that some people hold in the lab: laboratory technician, laboratory technologist, laboratory clinical consultant, laboratory manager, histotechnician. These all have their own requirements, but again, since we're looking at the waived environment and the lab director is the one that's responsible, that is what we've focused on. Laboratory directors should check the requirements for the testing environment they are in to ensure full compliance with any education and certification requirements for staff in their laboratory. It is very important because the laboratory director is the one that's responsible, and in some states they can lose their license if they're required to have a license. It's very important that compliance be achieved. For more information, you can click on the link for our white paper, or you can visit our website to contact us. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video.